It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
What did they do to me?
Let's get our bearings.
Well, that explains the smell anyway.
You there. Come here.
I should have known there'd be trouble.
Prepare yourself.
I'm not one to let sleeping dogs lie.
The prisoner's eyes meet yours. He speaks not with gratitude, but with gleeful malevolence.
Ah, free! And I can set you free in return. Say your prayers while you've breath to speak.
I've only just woken up, and already there's a bounty on my head.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. The good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in the army here, don't you?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Sauce. For good.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your pulse with the other.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Sauce spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Sauce. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
I'll need to find another way. This is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with us.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap, Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Easy now. You're paling me arse. Why don't you move along? Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear.
Nothing to see here.
No lesions, no
Why,
trauma.
you're looking a bit more chipper.
Red bag
Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. In the meantime, you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officer's court, the good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in the army here, don't you?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to a new life awaits. And if you're a particularly...
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles.
Easy now. You're paling me arse. Why don't you move along? Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time. Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
How dare you classify this
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
coming out of plague-stricken pigs?
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well,
Listen up, boy.
there has been a
You hear
murder,
that?
Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me.
He turns his head toward you, looking you up and down, and smiles before turning his attention to the ship once more.
You look like a boy to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more...
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And? Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less
Aha!
than a dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Pardon my beard. That means if we'd been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy. Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate. Even here.
Gods, didn't your mother teach you any manners?
She got eaten by a void one.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
It was one of them. I know it.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Oh, goodness, no. And don't even mention the demon's testes that are turnips. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. Dear Lord, I might as well try and teach mathematics to a dog chasing its tail. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you have the taste buds of a dung beetle, the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry. I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of sterner stuff, I'm afraid. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Saying nothing. Bloody dwarves. I'll come back to you.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far? Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Happening.
No time for chatter. Got to get out of here.
Long before this thing snaps into splinters.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Please, make it stop.
Sorcerer!
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
God damn it! We need to get off this wreck and quick.
Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Hey, God! Like a fine Grace, what was...
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you. He leaps to attention, then whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix! Take out your blade!
Rix raises his sword, which shakes to the rhythm of his trembling hand.
What's up, DGBD? How you doing, man? Doing good, man. Just playing some Divinity. How you doing? Yeah, we've played it before. We've platinumed the game. Just enjoying it. One of our favorite games. Yeah, we're waiting for Baldur's Gate 3. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you like the stream. Not that you like the stream, but thank you for watching. Oh, you're waiting for another Divinity? I'd take another Divinity. I'd take another Baldur's Gate. I'd take whatever I can get my hands on.
Just more.
Yeah, just more. Yeah, it probably will come after Baldur's Gate 3.
You're bodied. Finish him off.
Yeah, if I had enough AP to do that.
Oh, I'm up next anyways, it don't matter. Oh, fuck.
Did you slip?
Yeah. Hey, I found a hat. I'm gonna actually shoot you the hat so you have some defense.
That'd be much appreciated. I'm gonna go try to grab this wand and stuff up here.
Oh.
Since I didn't immediately take rain.
You fool. Did you get him? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got everything up here. I think I got a wand for you. Hold on. I did.
Ooh, go with my poison wand. You want to talk to him? Tell him we'll go save.
Yeah, let's go save everyone.
Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
But there are other people down there. We need to help them.
There is someone that will not get saved. And her name is Magister C1.
You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us here.
Oh, you're gonna get stabbed, Magister C. I understand. Did you already stab
I don't think you didn't get stabbed, they got cooked.
Take her tooth. Sell much on the market. You left all this lemonade back here? And apples? And more potion bottles?
Yeah, I'm not picking up everything.
That's money, my boy.
You're the one that left the extra fireball scroll, so I don't want to fucking hear it.
You know what?
And the electric discharge scroll. You want to talk about missing money? Not to mention this bow, this shield, the haste scroll.
Alright, fine. You made your point. I'm just gonna loot all this stuff off the Magister here. I think one of them has a grenade on him, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
My boy, the Red Prince. Oh no, he forgot it.
Away. The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Wait! We need to wait!
There's no time.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
So, the Order's right about one thing. We attract Voidwoken.
Wonder what we'll find inland. Hard to beat a monster attack, shipwreck, and waterlogged hallucination.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Hi, Losa. I'm Tam. Are you a sorcerer too?
The child screws up his face and looks at you, hard. He holds up his little mirror and peers into it, inspecting your reflection. His eyes go wide. The mirror falls and shatters on the rocks below.
I have to go.
The boy begins to cry.
You're not a real person. There's a thing wearing your skin. I saw it.
He shrieks and recoils from your touch.
Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore.
Stare at the slain beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
They're just animals. Easy enough to euthanize.
They didn't put up much of a fight. Dry land mustn't suit them.
That's Magister Jalen. He wasn't so bad on the ship, at least. Poor fella.
What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the Great Acorn's servants. Quite right, very impressive. But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the Great Acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, I see. You cunning devil, Quercus. Of course, if it defeated the Great Acorn's vile servants, it can do so again. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe. Egads! It speaks our tongue, Quercus! Hush before... What do you mean, a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Solora, grandest of the... Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence. Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste. The Great Acorn waits for no one.
Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? A consciousness. Very good. And the water it may drown in. Life and death. Why not?
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Well, more's the damn pity, isn't it? For I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. One of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
Black Cat. Maybe my luck is about to change.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me. Ooh, that's a pretty one. I know nothing about any of them.
Alexander. But wait, he's too well protected here.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
That was all a bit much, right? What did she do, anyway?
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
I find I need bread. I want no... This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share. Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
He visibly freezes in fear, stammering a pitiful apology and backing away from you and the elf.
Ah, get out of here, will ya? Both of you ain't worth my time.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
From the den outside.
I magicked you, you're dead! Thank
thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare.
She smiles, warily.
I won't forget your aid, friend. Perhaps I can be of aid to you. I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the Magisters. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am taken. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
I magicked you, you're dead! You can't get me!
You are in the wrong place, Pinky. Military, are you? Be at ease here, and well met. Let me know if you need any armaments. I offer them to a fellow serviceman at a few coins discount.
What were you thinking, messing with Griff's brutes anyhow? Ah, the Queen's beard. It looks like you lost a fight with a claw hammer. Reckon you're in need of something to heal yourself up, eh?
Instead of a potion, she hands you an empty bottle and a fat brown mushroom.
Not scared of a little elbow grease, are you? A fella ought to know how to put himself right. Go ahead and combine the mushroom with the vial. Once you've mastered the technique, you'll never need help from a crusty old quack like me again. Dane's as stubborn as an old steer. Says he don't believe in alchemy and won't accept a potion from me or anyone else. that Jackanap would rather die than drink something that ain't at least 30 proof. Still, my job ain't to judge, but to heal. Or if that fails, to comfort. Seems that's all I can do for old Dian anymore. Business savvy. Don't be profane.
Out my... He smacks your hand away.
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Get! Those bleeding fools think they run the place. But I showed them. Sure. First, always win. Second... You think you're so fancy with your flashy abracadadoodle, don't you? Fat, who needs you? Fat chance. I'd wrestle death to the ground and make him scream my name for a set of dainty toe in the Hall of Echoes. All you did was save the bastard a good beatdown. I caught a blow too many from those card-playing fatheads up on the ramparts. I got myself a golden ticket. I didn't even get the chance to use it. Why don't you take it? If they offer you a round of cards, this one guarantees you a win. It's called the Sparkler. Whoever's got it gets the pot. Filched it from that hog Griff himself. Careful, though. If you ain't as skilled a fighter as me, you'll end up on Dr. Lest's table with the rest of the lilies.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
What you after?
Dallas, you maniac.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
That what you're after? Alright, bolted on there tight, ain't it?
I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable.
Oh, 10 bottles of mead.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite another divine?
Will sauce change bait? What if there are no sauces? Yet so quickly, we find sauce so dangerous. Pipe now, Flora. It's time to accept reality.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe. As she catches sight of you, recognition flashes in her terrified eyes. She drops her hands from her throat and starts hyperventilating.
Ben, Mist! Ifan! Ben, Mist! You killed them! You killed them! He killed them all! Murderer! Keep him away from me! Help! Somebody! Keep him away! Stick guards! Guards!
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to beat. Ralvo's eyes linger on the table, where the card lies as innocent as a piece of cardboard can be. His gaze travels up your torso to meet your eyes.
Now, where'd you get a thing like that, mate?
Ralvo counts out the entirety of the table's pot without breaking eye contact.
Go. A little respect for Griff's right hand, Topsy.
Right hand, my winker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
That's it. I call for payout.
Greetings, child. I find myself in your so-called divine lands, yet I feel his absence deep in my heart all the same. You may feel like an inmate here, but you and your captors are the same stuff, in race and customs, if not heart. You'll see what a difference that can make.
No, just got a pair of you a filthy cheating.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
She's much better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
commission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a grovelling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Druidine leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this sting-tailed fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne. That's because you haven't seen that other world in all its glory. It is majestic, fit for a prince. Oh, I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer, a greater one, a more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much Druidine.
As am I. A prince should die of old age or on the battlefield. Anything else could be construed as weakness of character. That said, I've the distinct feeling I wasn't meant to die today. For despite your heroics, I was still cast into the water. I sank. I drowned. But there was something in the water. A voice made of air that soothed my flooding lungs. There was truly... How intriguing. To hear a voice whilst drowning is a rather specific delusion to share, is it not? Still, I wonder if...
He hesitates.
Are you a religious person? A pity. Religious persons tend to be all too self-important in their supposed humility. As for myself, I perform the ancient rites of prayer and ceremony with a kind of languid indulgence. After all, when one is revered by many as a living god oneself, public deprecation would be needlessly self-important as well, wouldn't you say? There was a small incident which prompted my many rivals to move against me. Technically, they had the letter of the law on their side. Such a nuisance, the law. Quite necessary to keep the common in line, of course, but one such as myself it should exempt as a matter of course. What I meant was that, being authority, I shouldn't be under any thumb. I had thought that was perfectly obvious. Sadly, that enlightened point of view quite clearly turned out to be academic. If not, we wouldn't be having this very conversation. I hardly know you as yet. Let's leave some mystery in the relationship, shall we? We can exchange criminal records later. There isn't much to say, but for the fact that I simply must. It's the portent of it all. I can feel it. The revelation will be world-changing. I just know it. And justified it is too. You'll be a witness to wonders, I assure you. As certain as the sun, such is my conviction. I will be, then grow beyond being. But that's the whole idea, I'm afraid. Even I myself thought it a myth. See, the ancient empire consists of 3 houses. The noble houses of war and dreams, and the upstart house of law. We of war rule the empire. Or so I thought. For if the warnings I was given are true, there's not only such a thing as the House of Shadows, it also pulls the strings, and it seeks to string me up first chance it gets. And you in me. I intend to rule an empire one day, not a tiny outcropping in the sea, lording over gulls and guppy fish. To that end, I suggest we focus on the obvious. A farewell to Fort Joy and a hello to the mainland. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find Bahara first.
Them that pay the bills, of course. I'll be a rich man when you're 6 feet under. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance! It's stabbing time!
Frightful manners I mind the most, really.
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Eh? Oh, that. Won't be my first or last roll on a lost boat. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Bravery on the high seas is rewarded tenfold in the hall, you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something. Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I... loosened her up.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble. No, but I'd hoped to build something with it that would be worth 1,000. It were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. Now, it's quite a nice-sized place, actually. Play your cards right and I'll invite you for the summer. I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be? Then it's settled. Capital! Well, that's that sorted. Onward then. I've got to get out of here, and soon. And I suppose you do too.
Ah, coloured like a dog. A very pink, very long dog. I'd pity you, but Shatra the Ineffable has no patience for weakness. Laughing in the faces of my enemies, of course. Little do they know, the most powerful sorcerer the world has ever known scuttles on their very shores. This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights, and the other has sunk to depths too humiliating to describe. Pity. Sorcerers dance while magisters pull the strings. Fools all! Their tomfoolery won't save them from the destruction the void shall wreak upon them. But of course, they'll happily dump your maggot-ridden corpse into the sea when they're through with you. Ha! Of course, precious. But which is worse, the cure or the disease?
I guess. Will source change back? What if there are no sorcerers?
The lizard's brow knits together, then apart, and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts, and doesn't look up as you approach.
where this leads?
These turtles. They're transforming.
The dark with you.
swallowed too much seawater by the looks of him.
Foolish to attempt an escape by sea in these waters.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
What you after?
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves.
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time.
The creature gingerly takes the plant into his bloodied hands. He runs his fingertips over the white flowers. His panting breath slows.
Darling, dear darling child. Hello, yarrow girl. Can it really be you?
The creature clenches the plant tightly. His breath quickens. He seems liable to lunge at you at the drop of a pin.
You wouldn't understand. A father's pride, a father's love.
The creature begins to weep. Fast, silent tears spill from his eyes as he clutches the little cluster of flowers to his heart.
For you, my ring, part of me, name of Migo. Thank you.
Any more wickety-wookety for me? I'll get on then.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. You there? I'm looking for an inmate. He wears a large bronze ring with a dragon stamped into it. Name of Migo. Have you seen him? You have seen him? Tell me, where was he? And you're very sure it was him?
She inspects the ring closely.
This can't be. You said he was upon the beach, yes? I need to have a look myself. This simply can't be.
Not drawing many winning cards of late, but I won't...
It's time to accept reality.
Is that really you?
Little Yarrow girl. Grown up, flower-headed girl.
What have they done?
She looks at you with hatred etched deeply in the lines of her face.
I didn't want any of this. Ha! I'd die 1,000 deaths before I'd see this go unpunished.
She looks at her father and manages a small smile.
As am I. There were always rumors about the Hammer. Dallas, that is. What she was doing with the prisoners she hauled off to her fortress. Why they never joined the rank and file thereafter. I suppose now I know. It's strange. It almost reminds me of the creatures Dallas keeps at her side. Sometimes you hear a kind of muttering beneath their masks.
She reaches out to touch her father's hand. He withdraws it quickly before remembering himself and reaching out to Yarrow again.
I had no idea. What a fool I am. Wait, before you go. You've helped us a great deal today. Let me help you too. Take this key. I'll show you where you can use it. It opens a door leading into the fort that may help you get out of this wretched place. It isn't too late for you. Not yet. What's happened? What have they done to you?
Darling. Yarrow girl.
was her, wasn't it? The monster.
Don't think of the ugly now. Here I am, here you are. Here we are.
What did she do to you?
Worms, darling. Worms in my head. Wriggly, writhing, crawling about. I'm not myself, Yarrow girl. I'm sorry, darling.
Don't you dare apologize. This is not your fault.
Yarrow and Migo talk between each other in low whispers. Steady, wet streams trickle down both their cheeks. Yarrow and Migo. Yarrow and Migo.
Griff and his lads won't know what it's.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
What you after?
Medicine.
The soldier stands to attention.
I feel him, but I do not see him. I know they help.
The soldier stands to attention.
very sorry to see the thing inside. Is it becoming stronger? I see it before my eyes. This case is dangerous. It doesn't want you to know. It doesn't want you to hear its name.
Something stirs within. Your heart begins to race.
I can tell you, though.
The elf visibly shudders and suddenly starts to sweat.
There's no time. It is angry now. You need to stop it, now.
Suddenly, your spirit shrinks away in terror. The thing looms. Your hands are suddenly desperate to rip the young elf apart. You want her skin under your nails, her blood in your mouth. You can't stop it. The voice is too loud. The pull is too strong. You lunge at the elf, desperate to destroy her.
We must hurt you if you hurt us, Losa. It is the only way to wake you up. Do you hear me? Please, you must subdue. Hurt her to save her. It's the only way.
Losa has gone mad. We can't let her slaughter these innocent people.
Kill the elf. Kill the elf. Kill the elf.
She's not herself. You must weaken her to help her.
Focus!
I'm ready.
Almost enough. It was the thing inside. It does not want me to speak. It takes your mind, your body. There is nothing to forgive. I know this happens. I see it. I do not stop it. Everything happens as it must. This is not your fault, or mine, or anyone's. Shh. It takes you again. Now is not the time. When you are ready. You are ready another day. I see your triumph, Losa. If you are strong, you survive. If you are weak, it consumes you. If you are weak, it consumes many. Be strong. Please.
Where were you just now? Lost inside, lost deep inside. The thing was in control. It held your spirit by the throat. You couldn't speak, you couldn't act. You're you again, for now. But your body and soul ache terribly.
I am stronger than this thing. Or if I'm not now, I will be soon. Very soon.
It isn't Losa I'm traveling with, but whatever is lurking within.
We know one thing for certain. Whatever's inside her isn't some harmless sprite. It's dark, and it's growing more powerful.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
I'm feeding.
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer.
The soldier stands to attention. The soldier stands to attention. The soldier stands to attention. The soldier stands to attention.
Watch the beasts.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? Where's the oil?
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? Where's the oil?
You again? Tell me, are you alone?
what happened, isn't it?
Bleeding snake.
Now, let's not get nasty. Wreaths better off.
And in again.
yield to none.
better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable.
All you need is a strong constitution, and the gods will take care of the rest.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty. That, Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and is right...
The Magister looks at you sideways. She laughs and laughs and laughs some more.
Now, why don't you move along and settle in? A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you.
Saw him, didn't you? The Hammer and Alexander. Proud to serve for the good of humankind. Without us, Bishop's the son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all the same. And the Hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did. When you give up the darkness that's inside you. Take your fault, it's there, mind. But it's there all the same. They're working on a...
What's happened? What have they done to you?
What? No, what is it?
Good. Who aids you? Choose wisely. Whether you fail or succeed, you do not fight more than once.
to none.
Glory is mine.
Defeated your enemies, but there can be only one champion. To win their place, the one must fight their allies. Decide. Will you fight? The spirit of the one resides in a single noble soul. The rest cower in fear. Prostrate yourselves before your champion! Congratulations to our champion.
The one will walk among us, though not today, it seems.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? Alright, bolted on there tight, ain't it?
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with
And what you after?
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with
And what you after?
Mummy's right here. Where are you?
She's gone, Father. Gone.
You again? Tell me, are you alone?
Will source change back?
Not drawing many winning cards of late, but I won't be crying over it. See, I'm no people person, but I've had a run-in or two with magisters before, and let me tell you, most of them couldn't pour water out of a boot. One way or another we'll slip past them. Just keep your head to the ground. You'll get more than an earful of dirt, I promise.
Leave me. Go.
Girl?
It was her, wasn't it? The monster.
Don't think of the ugly now. Here I am. Here you are. Here we are.
The monster.
Don't think of the ugly now.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
I won't say it again.
Come, old chap. Don't be unreasonable. Better even to puke yourself to death than get purged, don't you think? You should be happy for greed.
So Voidwoken are attracted to swords. But why?
Gonna eat 'em, were you? You damn savage. The witch don't fool me. She's wrecked this ship by herself. With a collar on.
I tell you, I am no witch. The spores do this. If I do not find the rest...
Store the elven hedge magic. Weren't much use when we flooded your forest with death fog, were it? Lucian said it was a necessary evil. Me? I was just sorry we didn't get the lot of you.
You. I try to give you a chance. More than your divine order give mine.
Oh, sir. Her armor!
The Scion twitches in sudden rage, and her armor uncoils, as if made of living vines.
No more chances.
I've got a new stick for you to chew on.
Prepare yourself.
Greet the Reaper for me.
The elf murmurs, stroking her armor as if soothing a wild beast. It is incomplete, and made, it seems, from the vines themselves.
The spores grieve. They wish only to create, not kill. This is why they grow armor from the vines, do you see? To protect me. It is the Magisters who destroy, who separate the spores, anger them. And never again. The spores are creation magic, old enough that even we Scions forget. I find them, hope they can restore the ancestor trees lost in the war. But the Magisters chain me and send my spores away, for study. And in wrong hands.
She gestures at the entangled corpses, vines still spattering gore onto the deck.
No. You speak like a Magister. The armor is alive, and I sense it wishes to be whole. Perhaps then it truly speaks as the ancestor trees do. I find its spore mates and see. You help enough. My armor guides me now, and it is eager to be gone. I hope one day you visit my homeland, where the ancestor trees bloom once more.